Hey everyone, Angus Fairbairn of Boss Fitness of bossfitness.net. Today I want to share with you some cool stuff about how you can actually make the most and dominate every single morning, regardless if it's a weekday or a weekend or a public holiday or whatever. I want to share some personal examples of how you can really just go about getting done and just smashing it every day and making the most of it so that you're moving forward and seeing the results and just the progress that you want out of every day, rather than feeling like you're sort of just cruising along or just going through the motions and not really experiencing what it's like to thrive. So first and foremost, number one, snoozers are losers. So what I mean by this is that if you're someone who consistently sets their alarm in the morning, in favor of trying to just go, right, I'm going to be a morning person, I'm really just keen to smash it early in the morning, I'm sick of doing workouts at night, I'm sick of doing this at night, I want to start early so I can get it done and whatever, well that's cool, but if you're someone who finds that you keep pressing snooze and maybe just have to set 4 or so alarms just to sort of get you up, but then what you need to remember is that extra 5 or 10 minutes sleep isn't going to do you anything. Once you set the alarm, once you hear it go off, just go up and get stuck into it, okay? But then even again, in terms of that, make sure you're setting a decent alarm tone, so not just this little fairy Jerry, hairy berry business where it's just like ding, 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 ding. You want to have the alarm bells go off, rant, 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 evacuation sirens to just shock you into just, movement and just awake, and then just, get out of bed, get into it, don't lie there, make sure you get straight out and then get started with your day. Number 2 is don't check Facebook. So typically what happens is that after your alarm goes off, you're like, you reach over, you grab your phone and you start scrolling, yeah? So obviously here you're not going to really be, getting anything out of this. It's kind of just time wasting. Rather than doing that, make sure that you actually keep your phone on silent or just don't actually look at it for a good hour or so, or half an hour if you can, upon waking, because otherwise what you'll find yourself doing is just idly cruising through your news feed, checking out your notifications, but likely it's just going to be friends that have commented on other stuff, or just boring stuff that's not actually relevant to you. Try and avoid checking it first thing. Same goes for emails or any social media. Avoid that for as best you can, and then follow through what I'm going to be sharing in these next tips. Number 3 is drink. So whether this is making a cool cup of tea or a short black, or maybe just a glass of lemon water, maybe even some juice, or if you're just hardcore, some Coke, whatever, make yourself a drink, get some liquid into the system to start getting your systems firing. Obviously there's all this stuff about, hey, getting into a massive glass of lemon water will alkalize your body and help you to break your fast and whatever. That's all well and good, but whatever it may be, just make sure that it's something which gets you, alert and starts to just get everything, happening within your body as you move forward towards, further stuff. Number 4 is light stretching or foam rolling, depending on what you have available to you. So obviously, say for example myself, I'm a side sleeper. So usually when I wake up, I've got a bit of tension on my side or on the side of my neck because, hey, I can't actually sleep lying backwards on my back or on my stomach. So what I do is after I've done these things, I'll actually spend about 5 minutes or so just, doing some foam rolling or doing some various light stretches. So nothing crazy, things like side necks, front, backwards, you're doing the old reach overs, forward bend overs and stuff like that, just to make sure that you're loosening out your spine, removing any built up tension, and make sure that you're focusing on deep breathing as well. Getting in nice deep breaths of air, deep exhaling as well to just really loosen out your lungs, get everything firing up, and that way it's going to help you once again get awake. And if you can, try and do this outside if it's decent weather, or if you've got the luxury of having the beach out ahead of you, incorporate like a little bit of yoga type stretching as well, just once again to help you wake up and get you in that positive state ready to rock and roll. Number 5 is take a lap. So I don't mean old school where you go for a massive run around the track or whatever. What I mean by here is just get out for a little bit of walking. So this can even maybe classify as meditation for you as well, where you can put some tunes in, ones that are nice positive ones would just kind of have like maybe the massage type music or the waterfall type stuff or whatever, but just think positive thoughts. Once again, take deep breaths. As you're walking, make sure that you're either going at it nice and fast or slower with your sort of bigger strides, just to help loosen out your hamstrings and your bum, because typically what happens is, I'm sure that most of you are people that work at a desk, so you aren't too active, so we want to make sure that you're kind of loosening everything up first thing to prepare yourself for this extended period of time of just not much movement and inaction. But if you find that also you like to work out in the morning, if you're doing this stuff before, it'll mean that you're going to keep yourself injury free for when it comes to your workouts and stuff anyway, so happy days. Number 6 is do the hardest things first. So if you're someone that doesn't even like to work out in the morning, or you typically, wake up, you take a while to wake up, you have your breakfast and you go, you check social media, you check your emails, then you go to work. What I'd suggest instead is to do the hardest things first and have breakfast last before you go to work or before you get into the easier, mundane type things, okay? Because typically what happens is that, we're, as human beings, we like to take the path of least resistance. So we do the easiest things first, or we try and be, I guess we productively procrastinate, if you will, as well. So we do the things that we know are going to be requiring not much time of us, or things that we can kind of do with our eyes closed, and then we sort of do the hard stuff at the end. But the funny thing is, I don't know about you, but definitely with me, if I know that I've got these hard things coming up, I'll try and kind of take more time doing easier stuff so that I don't have time to do the hard thing. Then it's like, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow. So that's a bad habit. You want to make sure that you're trying to do the hardest things first and then follow through with the easier things, knowing that, hey, once they're all done, you can just chill out or do your thing at the end of the day, knowing that you've had a successful day anyway. And number 7, last but not least, is to practice a bit of a morning ritual. So this can be done anywhere amongst all of this. Typically for me, I like to do this step actually first once my alarm has gone off. And this is where I've actually got a set of series of songs, or in your case, you can maybe just have one, where it just gets you pumped and fired up. And alongside this, you can practice some self-affirmations, because what I love to do personally is that I've created various affirmations, usually about 4 or so, which are sort of constructed and built around trumping any elements of self-doubt that I have built up, whether it's from, within just various areas of life, basically. And the idea of this is to get you into that peak state, to come out of it feeling certain and just amped to apply yourself towards your day, knowing that it's an opportunity for you to move forward and to not allow fear or doubt or negativity to hold you back in any way, shape or form. So there we have it. Thanks so much for watching. As you've seen there, we've got 7 key things that you can be doing. Obviously, these have all got various impacts in terms of how they'll go affecting you. But hey, if you're someone that is applying the action here, well then, hey, you're going to be seeing the results and changes that you want, and you'll find yourself really just experiencing what it's like to thrive and own every single day. And if you're looking to, keep the conversation going and ask some more questions, by all means, drop some below. I'd love to keep it going and to, show some more love and see how I can help you. But if you're someone who, wants to incorporate all of this into, really just achieving greater fat loss, well then click below and you'll get access towards what you'll see here, which is my Female Fat Loss Ultimate Guide to Melt Fat and Tone Muscle. This sucker is absolutely amazing. So much quality stuff which you can begin applying and implementing straight away to really just sort of relay the foundation about what happens for fat loss, and know that it doesn't have to be full of restriction and dieting and just chicken, brown rice and broccoli and hours spent exercising. Really, it should just feel like a game. Fat loss is simple when you apply the right things, and I'd love for you to get amongst that so you can apply it within your own life as well. But thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.